Hey guys, this is Eckhart's Ladder. Hello and welcome to another video. Before we begin, I do want to wish you all a very happy May the 4th. Unsurprisingly, we've got some pretty cool news today. We'll be talking about some other stuff at the end of today's video, but I want to focus especially on the new update for Jedi Fallen Order. And this update really covers a lot of things that have been requested for this game. And it actually came at a really good time for me. I'm not one to go through and collect everything in a video game. I'm just not really wired that way. I don't get enjoyment out of exploring every corner of the map. So last week I realized I hadn't played Fallen Order for some time, so I went ahead and uninstalled. That being said, the update, which was announced today and is now also live, adds a lot of things that I think I will enjoy playing. And on that note, today's video contains footage that I recorded from the update, so if you don't want to see that, maybe click away. But if you do want to see more and maybe don't own the game, I will also probably stream some tonight on my second channel, X2, if you guys are interested. Let me know down in the comments section. Anyway, let's cover the new things that have been brought to Jedi Fallen Order. And the mode that I'm most excited for is meditation training. So before the game launched, a few of the EA game changers, myself included, got to test Fallen Order, and there was a mode called the Gauntlet, which is kind of what it sounds like. You would basically face off against an ever-growing, more difficult wave of enemies. And this isn't quite the Gauntlet, but it's pretty similar. Meditation training has two different modes. The first is combat challenges, the second is battle grid. Combat challenges has a bunch of maps, each with a different amount of waves and associated extra challenges. I like the waves which put you against Imperial troops, so I'll put some of those on screen, but you can also play against, say, the Beasts of Kashyyyk. Anyway, I am super rusty, so I wasn't even able to beat any of these challenges, but one puts you against, for example, an ATST and a group of troopers as the final boss. Others put you against an increasing amount of purge troopers, and perhaps some of the bosses from the game, although I can't confirm that. However, if you want to make your custom challenges, there is the second mode, Battle Grid, and this is really cool because it allows you to face off against literally every single enemy in the game. I'm not just talking troops or grunts, but also the bosses. So if you're a sadist and you want to fight against several Inquisitors and a Dark Jedi, well, you can do that and you will probably die. I'm actually really excited to see who can do the most impressive boss beats on the hardest difficulties, because it is going to take an extraordinary amount of skill. But what's also cool is if you put enemies from different factions, or say wildlife versus Imperial troops, they will fight each other, so you can basically put yourself in the middle of a gigantic Royal Rumble. So I think this mode has a lot of potential fun built in, and you can also do things like switching up the location you fight in, the size of the arena, to really customize a battle for your liking. There are also possible unlocks for this mode. It seems right now to be limited to BD1. Basically, there are optional side quests, basically like not taking any damage, and should you accomplish a certain amount of them, you are given these cool skins, and I like the first one especially. Very cool. I didn't notice this when I was playing through, but the community post detailing the new updates also says that you can play against Inquisitor Cal Kestis and Darkside Yaro Tapal, so that's pretty cool, and I don't think you fight against them in the campaign, although I don't quite remember. Anyway, one of the other requested updates was for a NewGame Plus, and they sort of give you that in this game, but not quite. So when you start NewGame Plus, you get to keep every collectible that you've gotten so far, and chests aren't reopened, so it probably makes exploration a little bit easier. You get to keep all your lightsaber parts, and that's also how you get access to the new game modes. However, what you don't get, unfortunately, is your force powers, and I think they really wanted to keep the integrity of the story intact. Personally, I don't think that's the right decision. NewGame Plus is for people who have already beaten the story. It should be focused, in my opinion, on fun, and in limiting the force powers, especially from someone who's played the game a lot, you're making the beginning parts quite difficult. And I don't mean difficult to get through, just not very fun to play. And I went back and recorded some of the first level to get some footage, and not being able to double jump or use forced push or forced pull was really driving me crazy, so I kind of wish that they had chosen instead to give the earned force powers. Again, I get the story reasons, and it also risks breaking some of the level design, but again, I think that's exactly what NewGame Plus is for, so kind of a questionable decision in my opinion. However, if you start New Game Plus, you will also get a cool Inquisitor uniform, which you can see during a vision in the single player. Alongside that, you can also use a dark lightsaber, and there's new hilts. I really actually like the red blade. It was kind of a strange choice not to include it in the base game. I do think that you can only use the red blade, however, when you're wearing the Inquisitor armor, but still quite a nice addition, and this is all a free update, so I'm not going to complain too much. Aside from that, there are some small quality of life improvements, but I think the real winner here is the new challenge mode, which again, if you guys are interested in seeing, I will stream tonight over on my second channel. But that's all from Jedi Fallen Order. I've played it all so far, and I'm quite enjoying the new features, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think down in the comments section. As a note, of course, with New Game Plus, you have to actually beat the game first. So if you want to do the challenges and whatnot, you have to have beaten the story at least once. So aside from Fallen Order, we have got a little bit of news today. For example, we now know a few more details about LEGO Star Wars, which I'm actually extremely hyped for. Unfortunately, the details aren't super relevant to gameplay, but basically explains how they went to make the biggest and baddest Star Wars LEGO game they could. No solid release date, but we do know for sure that it's coming next year, but probably towards the end of the year, given that we will be getting a trailer apparently in summer. Probably the biggest news, however, was that Taika Waititi will be directing and co-writing a new Star Wars movie, and we've also had a new Star Wars show announced, written apparently by Oscar nominee Krysty Wilson-Cairns, and I don't really know much about her, but Taika will also be co-writing for that. So we've got some more interesting Star Wars content coming in the future, although right now we've got very little updates, and I can't even remember how many films are supposedly in the pipeline, and we certainly don't know any details about very many of them. So I personally kind of wish they would hold off a little bit until they have concrete details before announcing these films, because right now I almost feel like when they announce something, there's like at best a 50% chance of it happening. That's probably not true, but so many things have been announced and not materialized, I guess. Other than that, of course, the Clone Wars season finale, and really series finale, is now available on Disney Plus, as is Star Wars Episode 9, which I actually watched last night. It was only the second time I'd seen the movie, and I gotta say I liked it a little bit more than the first, but definitely not one of my favorites. One final note for you PlayStation VR fans, Vader Immortal will be coming soon to your platform. I've played through Vader Immortal. Maybe that's something I should stream. Either way, it was quite fun, so you guys can keep an eye on that if you're interested. Anyway, that's all the news and update I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and leave a comment just to say hello and what you thought about the topics discussed in today's video. Until next time, have a good one. Happy May 4th, and may the Force be with you.